Good day, sports fans. Welcome to the P&B Sports Show. I'm your host, Taroko Tom. Listen, if you're a football fan and you didn't have a small headache this morning, then you're not following this Champions League. Tonight is not just about football, it's about survival. We have 4 massive games, and trust me, some big boys are shaking right now. Can Manchester City climb this 3-0 mountain against Real Madrid? Can Arsenal finally show Bayer Leverkusen, who owns North London? And what about Chelsea? After that 5-2 beating in Paris, is there any hope left? Or is the party officially over? To help me break it all down, I have a man who knows every secret in the locker room. Our own in-house analyst, all the way from the ancient city of Benin, Ero John, joining us virtually. And welcome, Ero. It seems like the tension is high, and we've spoken a lot of grammar when it comes to the Champions League this season. But one place that we are going to be starting with is going to be the Manchester United. Don't be scared, Ero. Don't be scared. We are just going to be starting with the Manchester City versus Real Madrid. Aggregate 3-0. Real Madrid is up, and for the first leg, Real Madrid stunned City with 3-0 at the Bernabeu. Fede Valverde was the protagonist with a sensational first half, hat trick. What do you think about this in your own opinion? And how do you think Real Madrid should approach the second leg if they want to win on the aggregate?
Okay, good morning, Tom. It's a pleasure to be on today. The match between Real Madrid and Manchester is going to be a very clear encounter, in my own opinion. But I think, especially at the end of the day, that Real Madrid will have to play. The reason is because after the first leg, when I was on this show, I said something about Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. I said that they have been inconsistent in this game, and I have a problem with the way Pep Guardiola overthink. And I'm very certain he's going to do that again today. He's in a bid to want to bring out the best of lineups to overcome the 3 goal deficit. He may overthink again, and he will have me playing some players out of position. And then I think we're going to start a big game. And then one thing is of particular concern to me in this particular match game. Is it possible that Real Madrid will next minutes start scoring a goal against Manchester City, an inconsistent Manchester City? I, in my own opinion, do not think that's possible. If this were the case of Kevin De Bruyne, the case of Real Madrid, I would have beaten like them to say Man City will overcome 2-3 goals. But as it stands, I know for sure that they may win the match today. But whether they win will be enough to overcome the goal deficit, David Madrid not even get it for that is what I did not see happen.
Okay, you just mentioned that Pep Guardiola is an overthinker, and obviously we on P&B TV we agree with you that Pep Guardiola loves to overthink, especially when he's under pressure. In your own opinion, do you think that he should run this street football style, or do you think he should try to be extremely tactical? How do you think he should approach this match if he wants to win on the aggregate?
I think if he wants to win, then he should be very tactical. He's a very tactical man. In fact, Guardiola tends to be one of the most tactical coaches to watch both players. The only problem, like I said, is the level of overthinking that turns out to look like he's down. Personally, I think it should be very tactical. He should come out to take an all-attacking approach. At this point, there is nothing to lose. You are already 3 goals behind. There is absolutely nothing to lose. If you go on that, and I don't want to see Jeremy Doku starting the game. Let's Semenyo on natural position. Let's Ryan start. I don't want to see Doku. Doku is a brilliant dribbler, but having poor finishing. That is one of the things that affected them in the first game. So, I think Tom Guardiola is going to start Doku. He's going to start Semenyo. In fact, he's going to count on the attacking players to that team.
Oh, okay.
Imagine playing the first leg. He was using attackers and midfielders, and he's going to win. That's a problem.
Okay. I think we're talking about players that we expect Pep Guardiola to start tonight. Some people have the suggestion that he should start Nico O'Reilly, for a more robust midfield to prevent, Valverde's long busting runs, because you know that Nico Riley is a player that can run as well as Valverde. Do you agree with that?
Yes, very well. One of the lessons we had in that game was the fact that there was really no good midfielder to match Valverde's pace. And Valverde, like I said, I got to know just 2 days before that game that Valverde is midfielder. Because Valverde is always
Valverde plays several positions. A lot of people are confused, but for the first time, I think a lot of people can finally agree that he's a midfielder.
So for such a player, you need another player that has that high level of intensity, strength, and pace. And Nico Riley is a young player, and somebody that can match up Valverde's energy. So players like that start the game today. Those are the kind of players that we want to see on the lineup. Because it should be so terrible that 4 English teams went, before how many English teams go to the round of 16 and they all lose out. Because at this point, we're not jump.
And the funny thing is, I think we are yet to see any of the teams that finished at the top 8 or top 5, if I'm correct, actually win a game. It's either a draw or a loss for their first leg. But talking about Arbeloa, do you expect Arbeloa to play a low block? Do you expect him, to say, you know what, we are 3-0 up. Let's pack the bus a little bit. Let's try to stop Real Madrid from scoring. And I am of the suggestion that he should put Vinicius Junior in front to see how he can get a free run, and to also see if he can try to break down the lapses on the Manchester City defense. Do you agree with that as well?
Yes, I agree with you. If I were to be Arbeloa, what I would do is this. In the first 30 minutes of the game, I'm going to take comebacks, not entirely defensive. The reason is because Real Madrid also they are kind of shaky in it defensively. They are not so uptight defensively. So in the first 30 minutes, like you have said, I'm going to take comeback. Allow Vinicius Junior and Brian Diaz to run. Allow them to parabulate the field. Let's see whether we can punish them on the counter and get 1 goal. All Real Madrid needs today is 1 goal. Score 1 goal and play everybody to go. In my own opinion.
Oh, okay.
If once are able to get 1 goal, they are not together. They are not have the chance to go. Real Madrid have points players also. They are not the push out team. Yeah.
Okay, but tell me, what are your predictions? Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Go scoreline. Just tell us.
I am Manchester City going to win the game 2-1.
2 goals to 1. Okay, please, our producer, please make sure you record that, because we are going to hold Ero to his words. But a win for City will be an historical comeback for them that cements them as an invincible team at home. Then, while a loss will be a heartbreak for the fans and for the team entirely, but for Madrid, this win only validates them as being having this European sport DNA and having the Champions League winning mentality DNA. Right now, we're going to be moving to Arsenal versus Bayern Leverkusen. Don't be in a hurry. We are not going to be talking about Chelsea now. Let's hold on. Let's put our legs on the brake a little bit. But talking about Arsenal versus Bayern Leverkusen, we saw Arsenal, score a late goal against the Bayern Leverkusen side by at the 89th minute. And it seemed quite unpredictable. A lot of people did not expect Arsenal to have that goal. A lot of people expected Arsenal to lose. But now Arsenal will be playing at the Emirates. What should we expect from an Arsenal side? In your own opinion, talk to me man to man. Do you think that if they lose against Bayern Leverkusen, that we might stop calling them title contenders?
If you say title contenders for the Premier League, that won't stop us from calling them title contenders. A lot of Bayern Leverkusen will not take a single point away from the 9 points lead they have the Premier League. But I don't expect Arsenal to lose. Banter aside, I don't like Arsenal for anything. But I don't expect Arsenal
Chelsea fans. The funny thing, our viewers should take note. He's a Chelsea fan, but he's an exceptional sports analyst. That's why he's here. If not, I don't like bringing Chelsea fans on this show. But continue.
I was telling you when I was working Manchester City, I was telling somebody where I was working with them that Arsenal salvaging a draw against Bayer Leverkusen was not a bad result. Yes, because if you watch that game, Bayer Leverkusen deserved to win. Bayer Leverkusen deserved to beat. They played well. Many of us did not expect such a performance from them. But then again, Arsenal salvaging a draw as far as Germany. That's a good one. Now they are back home. They are back to their home, so they are back to London. They're going to play at home. I expect a better performance. Arsenal this season are proving to be a good side when they are playing on home soil. They have the support of the home fans. I believe Mikel Arteta is up to something better. If in his mind, if I can challenge the draw fire back and Germany, now I'm playing at home, I should be able to win. So I expect Arsenal to deliver something way better than what we did in the first game.
Well, for Arsenal fans, there was one man that was the protagonist, but against the Bayer Leverkusen side in the Bay Arena, the man that was the antagonist was Kai Havertz. In your own opinion, even though we know that the away goal rule, is not here again and it's gone, do you think that goal at the Emirates is going to boost the team's confidence? That goal at the Bay Arena is going to boost the team's confidence to win a Bayer Leverkusen side at the Emirates.
Of course, because if Bayer Leverkusen have won that game, one goal to win, Arsenal will be under more pressure now. Like you said, the away goal doesn't count anymore. They will be under more pressure now. Now the way it stands, if Arsenal wins the game 1-0, they are happy. They are happy to the quarter final. They win the game 2 goals for 1. They are happy to the quarter. And when it takes them to the quarter final, and not forget, you don't came from a former Bayer Leverkusen player. I haven't the former Bayer Leverkusen player. So I mean that goal would have placed to not just say, but the entire family. So you guys, it's really crucial bringing them to where they are now. I mean, they are not the likes of Chelsea around Manchester City that have so many goals to cover up. What they are playing now is as good as they are playing on a level playing field, 1-1. Anybody that wants to get tips to glory home, you don't need to cut through first. To say, oh, I need to cut through before I will be able to get on the same level, but I need to score another goal in the extra time. No.
Indeed. But Xabi Alonso seems to be a master of the midfield trap. And if Arsenal decide to, start Rice and Odegaard, in your own opinion, do you think that they will be able to salvage this win at the Emirates?
I want to say that very badly, and I am saying this from now on. If Mikel Arteta mistakenly start the players and Martin Odegaard, I will go and bet my money on Bayer Leverkusen to win. And that player has not been managed in recent time. In my own opinion, we should give a very key message to starting in this game. They say have so much energy, have so much play. Odegaard has not been in the best form recently, and like you have correctly said, Xabi Alonso is a midfield master. When he was in his game as a footballer, and now he's a coach, verificating the same thing. As a matter of fact, that was what they used in breaking Arsenal in the first leg. They connected the midfield from Arsenal for the larger part of the play. So, Arteta should be very careful with the selection today. And you don't want to see players like the average playing in this position. Just that they don't have skill, they cannot match. You don't want to see Odegaard. You should start busy. However, when in the bigger part of that, I don't want them to play that. So if you drop the team that will make them go for the back, it's very great.
You are quite the Chelsea fan for you to say that you do not want Arsenal to qualify. And obviously, the man in the control room here in P&B is also a Chelsea fan, and he hopes Arsenal doesn't qualify as well. But if you have the hopes that Arsenal doesn't qualify, how do you expect Bayer Leverkusen to take home the win? I'm going to ask this question again, the same way I asked it against for the Man City Real Madrid. Are we going to see a Bayer Leverkusen that will play on the low block pass, that will say, okay, let's park the bus and let's see how we can hit Arsenal on a counter? But some would say if they decide to do that, we are going to see a lot from the set piece FC, which is Arsenal. Do you agree with that sentiment?
I think that Arsenal said this match that expired. Sorry to say. I cannot remember the last time we checked the set piece. Against Everton, they tried so hard, no work. Against Leverkusen, they tried so hard, good Lord, they didn't work their play. I mean, against Leverkusen, the penalty score. So I think teams are beginning to understand how Arsenal set up for their set piece, and they are beginning to develop a defending strategy to beat it. That's not to rule out the possibility of it happening. But I think now about people to set up for the counter-attacking formation and think they should play low block. Arsenal is not so, I'm not saying this to counter. Arsenal is not so exceptionally dangerous when they are attacking.
Oh, indeed.
They are full of complexity, and corners.
Indeed.
Yes. So they are not a team like Manchester United that you say, oh, if they fail for 10 minutes, they will be able to produce an complete goal. I mean,
okay, so that's fantastic to hear, and a Chelsea fan, speak highly of the Manchester United team. But talking about another team that has not been exceptional, we are going to be moving on to Chelsea versus Paris Saint-Germain. But right now, we're going to go on a short break. And when we come back, we are going to be analyzing the abysmal performance of Chelsea. What will they do next? And how do they get a win against Paris Saint-Germain? So don't go anywhere, because P&B Sports Show will be right back.